Sometimes when you put a lot of effort and a lot of time into a project, you get a little nervous when you're trying to show it to someone else. And that's exactly how I'm feeling right now, because what you're about to see took me 5 whole months. Well, in 2 days it's gonna be 5 whole months to make. And I'm really excited to show you, and I really, really hope you like it. So bring it. Good morning, evening, night, people of planet Earth. How have you been? I hope you're doing great. For some of you, this is probably the first time you're seeing my face, because when I record Minecraft stuff, I don't show my face because I don't want to scare you. Don't worry, I'm not gonna place it in every single video. You don't have to go through those 25 seconds of video every time you watch one of my videos. I'm gonna reserve it for videos that I want to go kind of viral, to get to a lot of people, to people that are new to my channel and that sort of stuff. What I'm gonna do now is go to the computer writer and show you, kind of break down what this intro has, what it means and that sort of stuff. And I really hope you enjoyed it, and now we're gonna move there and see, like, frame by frame, some of the things that I put there and why I put them there. Welcome to my computer. Now I'm going to break down how this was made, and I don't think I mentioned it already, but even the music was made by me and I'm very proud of it. That being said, I know nothing about music theory, and if there are any suggestions on how to improve it, please let me know down in the comments. That being said, we begin by introducing my animated version using this sort of puzzle transition. I don't think I've mentioned this before, but I really love puzzles, and that's the reason for which I chose this transition. I made it by hand, it was a pain to make this, but if you're very observative, you'll notice that, let me use this scene. If you look at the ear of my little hat Sonic, you'll notice that it's not actually like printed in the piece, like the whole image, but it's a bit of a transparent transition that's showing the picture. And I did it this way because I tried the other way and this way, and nobody seemed to notice the difference played at full speed, and this one impacts less on my computer, so I use this one. On the next part, we're going to see that in Sonic's head, which now represents also my head, a door starts to form, and we go through this door into a bit of an abstract world which represents my ideas. And here we're going to see a couple of things. All of these ideas represent either a future video or a video that already exists. But this first image, the Sudoku right here, it's a very special Sudoku. I'm going to make a video about it very soon because I wanted to finish the intro to include it in that video. So now that this is done, I'm gonna be able to do that video. You're going to see why this Sudoku is here. Next, we have this sort of snake number, which some of you might have already recognized as pi. Pi is my favorite number, one of my favorite numbers, my favorite irrational number. And I used to know like 400 decimal numbers of pi, and in order, of course. I just wanted to throw that fact there. And to the left, we have a guitar, which is based on my guitar. I don't know if you've seen it before. And this guitar turns into a Guitar Hero guitar because I love both the real guitar and playing Guitar Hero. I'm gonna bring that to the channel hopefully soon. To the right, we have a keyboard key, which some of you might have recognized the symbol. That's the Windows key, and it's my favorite key because I think it's the most useful key of the whole keyboard for a Windows user, and I'm gonna make also a video explaining why I think that. And finally, we have a date here, which is the date on which I uploaded my first video to this YouTube channel. We move on to another portal, which for those of you who don't play Minecraft, this is in the game a portal that takes you to another dimension. In this case, it's gonna take us to a Minecraft dimension, to probably my favorite scene of this whole thing. Here we have my Minecraft character, which is fighting a slime. He's gonna cut it and then use the same like thrust on the way back to cut another part of him, and to the remaining part he's just gonna kick it, and the kick is gonna be so hard that it's going to die. Then he moves to this phantom, which is attacking from the sky. At the time that this skeleton is trying to aim at me with that malicious face, and he tries to shoot me, but I'm already prepared to deflect his arrow to the ground. But what I'm not prepared for is that creeper that's coming down the mountain, and as you see I'm gonna get scared by it, and the explosion of the creeper is actually going to be the transition to the next scene. This final scene, this little cat you see here, his name is Liam Batman. I don't know if I've mentioned it, probably not, but he's the mascot of this YouTube channel. He's a shape-shifting animal, which was inspired by a certain book. If you know which book it is, let me know down in the comments. This is his cat form. We're gonna see 3 of his forms here. I started with this idea a long time ago, and to the left of the screen you can see the first version of his eagle form that I made. And to the right you'll see the new version, which I came up quite recently, about a month ago I think. And I think you can really tell that there's been a huge improvement between both. And I really like how it's turned into this. And I received a suggestion to reinforce this idea of it being one being that can transform into another forms, another animal, to use the eyes as like a defining trait. And what I did is give him heterochromia. I think that's how it's pronounced, I'm not sure, but it's basically having one eye of one color and the other from another. So in this case, Liam Batman has a purple eye and a bit of an orange yellowish one, and those colors will appear here when he's transforming into a different form. Here you'll see that he starts glowing first purple, then he transforms and starts glowing yellow. And I think that was pretty cool. And this transformation effect is based upon a tutorial I watched on a bit of an apparition effect from Harry Potter. And it looks a bit weird played at this speed, but if we go back and play it faster, I think it looks pretty cool. And then he's going to run as a deer for a time until he sees that there's a bit of a lake in front. So he turns again into an eagle, he transforms again, turns himself into an eagle and flies over it. And this takes us to the last scene, and here this transition was also made on purpose using hexagons, because a bit of a fun fact, hexagons are the best shape to fill out like a plain space, a plane, without leaving any like holes. So I wanted to use hexagons here, and there's a bit of a mistake here because I didn't set this up correctly, and apparently this hexagon to the right is not regular, and I just left it there because it took around an hour to render this thing. And finally, okay, this is the Spanish version of it, give me 1 second please. And finally we move on to the origins of my channel's name. One Saturday I just thought about making myself a bit of a nickname, and I came up with the idea, kind of inspired by Breaking Bad, of using the periodic table, and I started playing around with some symbols and came up with this name. In Spanish it's pronounced Wirdimgar, but in English I think it's Werdimgar, kind of like that. That's what I've heard some people say, and it makes sense. Probably the way I pronounce it in Spanish is hard for people that speak English to pronounce, so Werdimgar will be the way to go to pronounce it in English. And then this whole thing is going to spin, like kind of like cutting itself to the form of my logo, which is going to get painted by this paintbrush. And it's not actually, it's a bit of an illusion, because as you can see the paint like goes on by itself, but if you play this fast enough you can't really tell. And finally this is going to break, and here the black background is going to be transparent to work as a transition. And finally I'm gonna show you something else. This is my theme song, let's call it like that. For the intro, this is the whole project. If you go into this website, Online Sequencer, you can look for Werdimgar, and I think the first one that will show is this one, because I've had multiple versions of the progress of this whole thing. You can check it out if you want. Now we're gonna move back to the good camera and finish up this video. That's been everything for this video. I really hope you liked the intro, like seriously, I put a lot of effort into it and I'm really happy with how it turned out. I hope you have a great year. Tomorrow it's gonna be 2021, and for some of you it might be already 2021. and I really hope that all the goals you have for this new year, you put the effort to them to make them true, because just by themselves they're not gonna happen because of magic. Tomorrow I'm gonna upload a video about what I want for the channel in the next year, and hopefully tomorrow, I'm not sure, I think I can make it. And yeah, now we're gonna go to the current version of the outro, because I need to rework it to fit the new looks. This bad boy is named Sonic, by the way. Some of you might not have seen it before. This very important part of my channel. Why am I getting an accent right now? I think it's too much English for me today. See you later, bye!